My feeling is, out of this Lamrim, there are tremendous help for so many people at various levels. Certainly not to make you Buddhist or Buddha Dharma or any other Dharma for that matter. This is sort of general method of dealing. So if you look on, if you're Buddhist, looking in the Lamrim, it is a roadmap to the Buddhahood. And if you are not a Buddhist, if you just wanted to be easy, happy, and control your emotions, and a good person, this will guide you and give you a method, works with you. So, but not necessarily as a Lamrim as whole segment, but out of which certain important points will be gradually introducing you through this Sunday talk. The other day I mentioned the principles of the Four Noble Truths and the principles of the Four Great Resolutions are condensed and built in the individual, which we already introduced you, but each and every one of you begin to think, analyze, and you will be able to gain that, understand that. And if you don't think about it, you're not going to get anything anyway. You have heard about it, gain information. That's about it. But when you're dealing with it, in what principle you deal with it? And I told you the last Sunday, there will be like 4 reliabilities. We introduced the Four Noble Truths and 4 resolutions. Now, 4 reliabilities. Reliable or not reliable? How does one individual will look in that information? The informations we are giving you are mostly spiritual information. It is spiritual information, and it is not easily to understand. 1, or 2, to be able to convince, see, even feeling by yourself are not so easy. So Buddha shares with Buddha's disciples, how does one deal with that? The reliabilities. Okay, how? Buddha tells us, rely on message, not on messenger. So today, what do? We need a good messenger, very charismatic. Thank you. Very charismatic teacher with a wonderful worded teaching or speech. So, and very famous. We will buy easily because it's famous. And we don't really care much about it, what that individual says. So Buddha tells us, don't depend on the person and depend on the reality of the message. Buddha himself, I don't know whether I mentioned the other day or not, Buddha himself told his disciples, followers, just because the Buddha said so, you don't buy it. You buy it because you are convinced. For example, this is 2,600 years ago, right? For example, if you buy a piece of gold, you have to be convinced whatever the piece you are buying is gold. So you have to do everything, whatever you got to do. Cut it, burn it, rub it. And when you are convinced it's a pure gold, then it is worth for you to buy and pay. Just like that, whatever I tell you, don't buy it. You check, you convince yourself, then you buy. So that is the example of a Buddha saying, rely on the message, not on messenger. As I said today, it's the opposite. Messenger is more important than the message. If the messenger is popular, celibate, or something, people will like to pay more attention because he or she is a known, well-known person. So Buddha tells the other way around. So this is one of the first reliabilities. Second reliability will be significant. So not rely on word, but again in meanings. Earlier one, not on the person, but the message. Second, not the word, but reality, truth. It's a very true. People can make a beautiful poetry, fairly well exaggerated. And even we give concessions in poetry if they say something wrong, something not true, little bit. We do give because there's a poetry. Likewise, people can make a wonderful lines, wonderful text, even. Actually no meaning for whatsoever, or wrong meaning, wrong message, presented by beautiful wordings. And we rely on that. Actually, thinking about it, all these novels are beautiful stories, entertaining, wonderful. But is there anything in there? Some of them may be true story. Many of them are made up stories. I don't know whether Harry Potter is true. Probably not, right? We all know that. I don't think there is a mystical university or whatever, chapel, or fly in the air and go through the train counter and go to the other side, different train. All of them are not necessary, not a true, but a beautiful message, beautiful word, great entertaining in the form of art, in the form of presentation, movie, everywhere we see. And half of the people may even buy it. So that's what Buddha is saying. Don't rely on words, but rely on meaning. So each one of these, I just mentioned two today, each one of them will raise different questions. How do I know the guy is telling truth? Right? All this. Apparently you don't. You don't. We don't. We don't. Because so we have not experienced. So we don't know whether it's true or not. But the messages that are coming, great traditions like this, Tibetan Buddhist tradition, it is not made of stories. Millions of people experience that, and it is based on the personal experience. Truly very scientific. Based on the personal experience of the individuals. Message might have passed through one person to another for generations. It may look like, or even become, storytelling. But it is based on the factual, and today, if anyone tries, it will be materialized. And that's why it is quite correct. But the individual has to have an interest and the intellectual capacity to be able to see reliable or not reliable. Otherwise, everything is smooth. And that may fly in general understanding, but that may not fly for helping individual dealing with these terrible negative emotions.